Hey guys, welcome back to another Rome 2 mod overview. Some of you guys may know that I love using mods that add new units to minor factions. When I'm fighting a minor faction, I want to see some cool units against me as well, and that's why I'm always looking for the best unit packs out there. One of the factions with a surprising lack of unit is the Etruscan League. They have a couple of decent ones, but nothing to compare them with a real major faction. I found a mod that gives the Etruscan League the unique units they deserve, and it's definitely my favorite Etruscan unit pack out there. The mod I'm talking about is William's Etruscan Unit Expansion, and yes, this is the same guy who made the awesome North African unit pack. With this mod he's trying to give the Etruscans a unique feel. In the base game they only feel Italian units, while the Etruscans themselves were a unique culture group in Italia. This immediately brings us to the first change. All standard Italian units are now auxiliaries like Auxiliary Italian Spearmen and Auxiliary Levy Skirmishers. The mod also unlocks the Roman style auxiliary system for the Etruscans. The main Etruscan roster is now composed of 14 completely new land units alongside the Italian auxiliaries. Besides this, the mod also adds 6 completely new naval units, something that is pretty rare for these mods nowadays. 11 of the new land units are completely historical and based on extensive research by the creator. A historical description of them can be found in the game as a unit description of them all. The other 3 units are not historical but still realistic, and they are simply late game units that suit a alternate history campaign, because historically of course the Etruscans got wiped out by the Romans. Before I'll show you the new units, I want to go over something else first. This mod is unique in the sense that it also adds new historical helmets and shields to the Etruscans. These pieces of equipment are extremely well made and most of all unique, and these definitely give the Etruscan League a completely unique feel in battles. The mod also completely fits in with the base game, the stats are balanced and the units are even in Etruscan garrisons, so there's really great detail into this. Now let's wait no longer and take a look at the new units in particular. If you take a look at the old and the new faction rosters, you can see that the Etruscan League is now a good faction that can compete with the major ones. The new Etruscan League is an infantry based faction, mostly shining in the sword infantry department. They only have access to cheap missiles and do not have access to any shock cavalry at all. The variation of melee cav, however, is limited but pretty good in general. Etruscan Marines are a cheap melee unit with good attack stats but are lacking melee defense rating. These guys are pretty unique in the sense that they can be recruited from the port building chain and not at the military buildings. Etruscan Swordsmen are an improved version of these Marines with better defense and armor, and they can also form a shield wall. Etruscan Axemen is the only X unit for the Etruscans. These guys have great armor piercing attacks and a very high charge bonus. Their melee defense is shockingly low though, but they look very cool. Etruscan Legionaries are one of the unhistorical units. These guys are very similar to the Roman Legionaries and they have access to testudo formations. The King's Guard is the elite sword unit for the Etruscans. These guys have insane stats overall and they have access to the Presence General ability, which is pretty cool to be honest. For spear infantry we have the very cheap Etruscan Reservists or Reservists. These guys have extremely low attack but great holding power and decent armor. Etruscan Spearmen are similar but a lot better than these guys, fielding higher stats overall. They're just very good defensively. All the other spear units are still the vanilla Italian Spearmen, Etruscan Hoplites and Italian Noble Infantry, but they're now auxiliaries. The standard Italian missile units are now auxiliaries as well, but the Etruscans do have access to Etruscan Levy Slingers, Etruscan Levy Archers and Etruscan Levy Skirmishers. These are all very cheap skirmishers who are decent, but they will get destroyed eventually by elite missile units like Balearic Slingers or Cretan Archers. They will just get destroyed by them. For melee cavalry they have access to Etruscan Citizen Cavalry. This is an average melee cav unit comparable to Equites and Legionary Cavalry. They're also able to form a wedge formation. Etruscan Legionary Cavalry are an improved version of those, with better stats overall. They can form a cavalry testudo and a diamond formation. The elite cavalry unit for the Etruscans is the Auxiliary Italian Noble Cavalry, which was already in the vanilla game. These guys are actually really good and seen as one of the best melee cavalry units in the game. The final unit for the Etruscans are the Etruscan Light Cavalry. This is a hybrid cavalry unit with decent attack stats for a missile cavalry unit. They have access to both Parthian Shot and Rapid Advance, which is pretty good and unique. Besides this, these guys have also, the Etruscans have also 6 new ships with either Etruscan Marines, Etruscan Legionaries or Etruscan Archers on them. So this is all the mod has to offer, in my opinion by far the best Etruscan unit pack out there. Most unit packs just add a couple of unbalanced random units. This mod adds historical, unique looking and balanced units to the roster. The Etruscan League is now a completely different faction. It is obviously both fun to play as the Romans against these guys, but also fun to play a campaign with the new Etruscan League. You will need a separate mod for that though, link is in the description. This mod does add the Etruscan League in custom battles though, so if you want to play some battles with them only, you can only download this mod and play them in custom battles. All links to the mod are also in the description. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, thanks for all the likes and support so far, enjoy the summer and I will see you all next time, bye bye.